What's up, guys? Jin here with another episode of the Gotta Read 'em All podcast, brought to you by the Otakuology podcast.
Gotta read 'em all. Gotta read 'em all.
Doo-doo.
Gotta read 'em all. Gotta read 'em all.
Doo-doo.
Pokemon. Pokemon. That's all I got. That's all I
Red
got.
didn't have a last name, so I don't know what to say.
Oh.
I was gonna be like Red, and then I was like,
Red.
I don't know what to say. After that.
Red Ketchum.
Red, definitely not. So this one is chapter 14, That Awful Arbok.
Yeah, buddy.
And if you've listened to the last episode, in the last episode, Psy for Psyduck,
Mm-hmm.
right at the very end, we actually saw this kind of sort of ghost or possessed blue or something to that extent in Charmeleon.
Uh-huh.
And we don't exactly know what's going on. But it's kind of funny how at the beginning of this chapter we do see how Red is a little worried over Blue.
Yeah.
He's like, Blue, talk to me, buddy.
Yeah. He's very worried about his friend, not friend.
Yeah, and this fog is supposedly the thing that is controlling both of them, as well as also controlling these ghost zombie Pokemon that we have.
Yeah. What we see them standing off in the distance, and Blue fires. You tells Charmeleon to attack, but what's this attack Charmeleon is doing at the bottom?
Fire spin.
Is it fire spin?
Yeah, they
Okay.
actually say that.
I was a little worried. I didn't really know because from what it looks like in the next page, fire spin looks a little different. So
Yeah, which I'm a little weirded out by that too, because it almost seems like you have it where he's actually doing a spin with his body and his tail is doing it, or you have where he's controlling the fire from his tail and it's making a fire spin.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other thing is, I'm pretty sure at some point he uses a fire spin that comes out of his mouth. So
I think so.
I'm not 100% sure on.
Maybe there's more than one fire spin.
That's true. Are you using fire spin A or fire spin B? Or the less popular option, fire spin C? We would like to know this. Please write in and tell us which move you are using, okay?
But yeah, we see Charmeleon attack Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur vine whips Charmeleon's tail to stop him. And Red and Bulbasaur are having a really, really hard time. And Red kind of determines that only one real Pokemon can do this who has psychic abilities. And we find out it's Ghastly. Ghastly is the one who's been controlling Blue.
Which he
and all these
says
other
one
Pokemon.
gas Pokemon, so I guess Haunter and Gengar aren't gas-based Pokemon.
I guess so. That'd be interesting to find out. We'll have to look up Ghastly in them.
Yeah, but then we do get this kind of weird thing because it does look like a Voltor, a black Voltor with a mouth. So
yeah, it does.
It
definitely does. I like this part where he tells Bulbasaur to use Razor Leaf, and like Razor Leaf just like passes through Ghastly. He's like, oh, of course, like it's not gonna hit him. He's a ghost.
Right, which I like what we're about to see because it's using
yes.
Pokemon continuity that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
We have where Blue tells Charmeleon again to use Fire Spin, and it kind of almost seems like Fire Spin throws Ghastly off his games, like maybe he was a little too close to it or something.
It's kind of like it kind of sucks the gas away from him.
Yeah. So maybe it does that, and it ends up clearing out the gas around them, releasing them from the thing. Yeah. And then we finally get to this page where Bulbasaur has like grounded himself to the floor and is sucking in all of the smoke and everything into the bulb on his back.
Yeah, this part is really cool.
Which who knew that the bulb on his back worked like a pair of lungs?
Yeah, that's so like crazy to think about. And and Red's like, Bulbasaur can't just throw things out of his bulb, he can suck it in too. And we get this almost like he's using solar beam.
I think that's what he is using is a solar beam attack.
Okay. But it's coming out of his mouth, not his bulb this time.
Yeah.
So it's a little different.
Which I like. I like where Red says, "You ain't seed nothing yet."
Yeah, and I like the panel next to him where Bulbasaur has sucked in so much stuff, he's like kind of got fat. he's
He's
kind of he's kind of
he's he's
chunky.
like a Bulbasaur Snorlax now.
Yeah, he's fat.
But he blows a hole, which I thought they were closer to the top of the tower, so it's kind of weird seeing that they're not.
Yeah, they're like looks like halfway up a little bit,
I wouldn't even say that.
or maybe like a first or second floor.
Yeah, yeah. So he shoots it out, and then he's kind of yelling at Blue. Blue snap out of it, um, and he says, "I'm glad you kind of went back to your old obnoxious self now that we've gotten
Yeah,
to this point."
and
Um,
Blue's like, thanks. I'll give you this one. You
yeah,
get one. You get one.
and they keep heading farther and farther upstairs. Um, and we find out that somebody actually did something to Blue
Hmm.
because Blue brings up, this fool thinks he can cast a spell on me, does he?
Yeah, and Red's basically is telling Blue, like, Blue, we gotta leave. We gotta get out of this shithole. Like we
Yeah,
gotta get out of this place. This place is not good whatsoever.
right.
Yeah.
Because we have, which I kind of wonder if, looking at this next part where we get up to, if there's more evolved type Pokemon the farther you go up versus the first floor.
Possibly. I don't know.
Um, he tells Blue that Red just got done fighting a whole horde of zombies.
Hmm.
Um, and he's tired already of walking up the tower.
Yeah.
And there is some kind of like toxic or venom stuff sitting on the ground here. And then we kind of get this tidal wave, which to you, does this kind of tidal wave of toxic goop or whatever kind of look like a hand to you?
Kind of. I thought it was gonna be like a muck when I first
That
saw it.
Yeah, and then I kind of saw it as a hand. I was like, that's kind of weird looking too.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be like a muck of some, like like muck has like really big and like glomps onto
Yeah,
people. That's what I
right.
thought it was at first. I wasn't expecting it to be Venom,
Yeah, which we
and
find out.
not Venom, the symbiote alien.
Yeah,
It's like toxic Venom.
but we do find out that it is from the guy that we saw before with the Rhydon.
Yeah,
It is from Mount Moon. It is Koga.
Koga. Yeah,
Um,
and Red's like, oh, that's the guy from the Mountain Moon, and he's like, oh yes, the squirt who spoiled my carefully laid plans.
yeah, and
So he remembers him.
we find out that Koga, they call
Hmm.
him the Ninja Koga, is actually one of Team Rocket's elite triad. So now we
Yeah,
have actually seen that Koga is part of this triad, and there's two other members that we may know, may not know. One of them we may have seen already. One of them we may not have.
one of them we have seen. We have seen, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
as if Team Rocket had anything else elite about them, Red tells us.
yeah.
Um,
I have to say, Blue is very determined in this section of the chapter.
yeah.
Like he's like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up.
Which we do get a little thing of why Team Rocket was using this tower because of
Yeah,
the ghost, and a lot of the people didn't want to come there thinking it was so haunted.
yeah. And they were using
Um,
it as a laboratory,
yeah.
right?
Um, yeah. And so Blue has Charmeleon, basically like Fire Blast or something, Koga, and finds out that it is just a projection, and in its place is this zombie Arbok,
Yeah,
which I don't exactly know how he's controlling the Arbok still, since
yeah,
the Ghastly kind of got dissipated.
yeah. I'm not really for sure how he's controlling it as well.
But I also wonder if the Arbok is actually newly dead
Uh-huh.
because it still has venom and stuff that's inside of it.
Yeah. But I like this chase scene where the Arbok's like just spewing venom all over the place, chasing them, almost like an Indiana Jones type of moment
Yeah, it does look like that.
where they're like
Going down
just
the
running down
stairs
these
and then
stairs.
turning and keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah,
Yeah. He's like, follow me. Blue's like, follow me if you want to see tomorrow.
right. And so we get this other thing of, oh, red telling blue, oh, are you nuts? And he says no, but I know that that Koga is controlling his Pokemon from a distance, which means that Charmeleon should be able to use some kind of a move, which is reflection on what is
Yeah.
going to happen. And it kind of looks like he throws it up and Arbok hits his head on the reflection,
Yeah.
maybe.
It does. Like, it's almost like a barrier type of move.
So Koga um, has a little camera or whatever that he's looking at,
Hmm.
and basically he's talking about how it's stupid to resist because there's not going to be anything with a reflective defense that will work. Uh, Not even fire is able to stop Arbok's acid. We get a little scene where like a mirror or something is broke. Not
Yeah.
100% sure what that is. Um, and we actually have this full attack where we believe that Arbok actually has uh, gotten acid on Charmeleon.
Hmm. Can we go
And
back to this panel on the top page of this
yeah,
page where we see Koga floating in the air away from the tower?
oh
And
yeah,
like
and he's pretty far away.
the Golbat, is it Golbat?
Yeah,
Is just like clamped onto his arm, and he's just using the Golbat to fly.
yeah. Which I wonder if it's really clamped on or if he's holding onto its foot or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I like how his little device looks like a Golbat too, though.
Yeah. It's like a
That's pretty funny.
video walkie-talkie type of thing.
Yeah.
Which I didn't
Um.
understand the glass part. Maybe
Yeah.
that was reflection breaking.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then we get this part where Charmeleon cuts the Arbok in half.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking crazy."
But then the weird thing is you can't really think too much about it because then you realize that
It's a zombie.
it's a zombie. So,
Yeah.
and we find out that the acid that the Arbok spit out was actually it is melting something, but it hit one of the zombie Psyducks that were there
Yeah.
and
It's
is
funny.
melting the body.
It's funny that, we see the Arbok getting cut in half.
Yeah.
And just like I said before with the Poliwhirl Fearow fight, where the
Right.
Fearow impales Poliwhirl,
Right.
this scene is always brought up when you have censoring the Pokemon manga.
Yeah.
And I have to say, since like for this being censored, like my volume is censored. Like the new ones I got,
Yeah.
this is still pretty graphic.
Right.
Like it gets cut in half, and you see his like insides, and on the bottom you see like the zombie Pokemon, and
I don't even think that's his insides. You mean like the insides where his muscles are?
yeah,
Okay, because the little thing that he's sitting on, I think, is a pile of his acid.
yeah. I was talking about like the inside where his like in him, and then like his acid. Yeah, I can see his acid being him sitting in a pile of his acid. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean,
and
you
then
still can see an Arbok get cut in half.
yeah,
You know?
and then yeah. I mean, and that's the thing though is a lot of people think that it's an actual alive Arbok, but
Yeah,
it's just a zombie. So
it's
it's kind
okay.
of like extreme. What's the other thing where you stuff animals? Taxidermy.
Yeah,
That's all it is. It's extreme taxidermy. Okay.
it's kind of like with the Saturday morning cartoons. If it's a robot, you can cut it up, slice it up, do what you want to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. But Koga now has more of a vendetta with them, is breaking his little
yeah. I like this.
thingy.
I like this scene where uh I think it's Koga talking, and he's like, the trainers wouldn't have known seen that easily if he had been here. So he's talking about Blue at this point, I believe.
Um,
I think, right?
no, so that's Blue talking about Koga.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's saying that him using the reflection thing would have allowed him to know that behind the reflection wasn't actually Charmeleon if he had been there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And because he wasn't there, it looked like he hit Charmeleon, but that's how he was able to pull off his little ruse of it, of Charmeleon
Yeah.
not being there.
Koga has a very much a vendetta against Blue and Red now for
That's
whatever he
true.
spoiled, whatever plan they spoiled. You know, they got Blue got one up on him this time. You know,
Right.
and Red got one up on him last time.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. Which I'm surprised he didn't pull out his Pokemon heroin. You know, and put it in the
Pokemon.
zombie Arbok. You know.
Oh, that's true. Well, I wonder if it would have worked or not since it would have been a
Oh,
zombie.
that would have been crazy to see if it would have worked. You know.
Yeah. Which, and then when you think about it, he couldn't have actually put it in Ghastly because Ghastly probably wouldn't have been able just to absorb it.
Which I'm curious, was he controlling Ghastly or was Ghastly doing it on his own?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. Or is Ghastly even Koga's?
Yeah, yeah, maybe just Ghastly, just a big jerk.
Well, I mean, he could be like another Team Rocket members.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah.
um, but we get done. They defeated Koga. Koga's really pissed off. And
Oh, and
it
they're
just,
taking. It looks like they're taking down the tower. It looks like
I
because like
think they're repairing
heave.
the hole.
Oh, are they? 'Cause they're like heave ho.
Yeah, they're repairing the hole.
Oh.
But the thing is we saw this scene already a bunch of times with the tower where it's all cloudy, rainy, everything, and now it's a
Mm-hmm.
bright, sunny day.
Yeah, yeah.
So, everything has gone good again. They see the old man, and he
Uh-huh.
sees that Red's come back, and he wants to thank him for that and having his life back and giving the town its life back. And he actually gets to have a good burial place for Doduo
Yeah,
and have him buried and everything,
yeah,
which I
yeah.
assume is in the tower.
I'm guessing it is in the tower. And and he's like, Red's like, it wasn't me. Red didn't take the credit for this one. It was. He's like, it was all Blue. Blue did it. Blue saved the day.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
he's the one you got to thank for it.
Yeah.
As Blue is walking away nonchalantly, but then we get to where Red is ready to leave as well, and that is the end of our chapter and the end of our first volume,
I like
or
this.
our third part,
Yeah, this is the end of the first volume.
the first third part of the omnibus.
Yeah, and I like this scene. This spread where it's like, gotta catch them all. Route 1 adventure map, and it
Yeah,
shows every place that Red has gone in every Pokemon he has fought.
yeah,
And
or
it's like
scene.
this is the path I followed. Which
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, the path is kind of confusing a little bit when you're looking at it.
it is. It's kind of like they took like a weird
Oh wait, I
left
see it.
turn,
Okay,
and yeah,
yeah, because it goes up to Pallet Town and it goes over and like goes.
yeah,
It's a weird. He kind of goes up, goes over, down, makes like a curve, goes this way. It's like Red needs to
yeah.
learn directions. I just gotta say that.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is very true.
yeah,
But at the end of the count, we are, well, at least in my version, we are told that he does have the first two badges.
yeah, yeah. Because we were
And
worried. We were wondering if Misty had battled Red.
right, and that
Yeah,
was a big thing we questioned. And we are told that he has caught 26 Pokemon and has found 56 Pokemon.
yeah. Which, if he's caught like 20, why is he only using 3 of them?
That's true. Which this little thing says, although Red only owns a single Poliwhirl when he leaves Pallet Town, by the time he gets to Lavender Town, he's already caught 26 Pokemon. Go for it, Red. Fill up that Pokédex.
Huh.
And then it says Red's team as of Chapter 14. Out of all the Pokemon Red has caught so far, the 3 to the left are his favorites, which is Poliwrath, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu. It says not only are they high level, but their teamwork is unparalleled.
Yeah.
And then we have what their levels are too, which is a little weird.
What are their levels at the moment?
So Pikachu says that he's level 21.
Okay.
Bulbasaur says that he's level 30.
Mm-hmm.
And Poliwrath says that his level's 31.
Oh, okay.
So, which is kind of weird. Just how it's all spread out for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, we do get little side things on each of those Pokemon as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Mine doesn't have that till the very end of the omnibus.
Yeah.
Which I only have like how they are at the very, very end of the book.
Yeah, so Mike's is set up how it is at the end of the omnibus. Mine are set up per every third part of the omnibus because I have the box set singles.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What'd you think of this chapter?
Pretty good. Like I said, I really enjoy kind of this whole thing that we have going for us right now. With how the Pokemon are.
Yeah.
And just how everything is. I mean, we do kind of have more of Team Rocket that has been revealed to us and more of their scheme that will be portrayed to us, which is another thing with the first time I read this that I loved. Because we didn't actually know. We didn't actually know a lot of this, and I know that by the time I think I got to like chapter or book 3 or 4, that there was a kind of, oh my gosh, how far behind everything actually Team Rocket was.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a bunch of other stuff, but then at the end of it, we'll kind of tie it all together.
Yeah, I really like the fact that this was kind of like Blue took the lead halfway through. And I was like, Blue's a fucking badass. Like, Blue's like the complete opposite of Red. He's more focused on what he has to do, but he's kind of, I don't want to say like vindictive or like he holds a grudge.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it was cool seeing him like work in battle and stuff like that, and figuring things out.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked this volume. It was cool. It was a good ender for the first volume.
Right. And I like how we are going to see more of how the different things that we have seen from both of them kind of play out a little more.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I just can't wait to see more of that and what's going to happen. Because we have kind of seen that even though how they are together, like they do complement each other to an extent, but that Red is still lagging behind Blue for the most part, and we will see kind of a turn of events where Red does overturn that, but we'll see that as it goes forward and how much of it, a lot more stuff will happen. That's pretty cool.
I can't wait till there's this part, like slight spoilers. I don't remember when it happens, but I think Blue and Red accidentally trade Pokemon.
Yeah.
At one point.
And so, who knows? I know that there's a point where they accidentally trade, and I know there's parts where they actually do trade.
Yeah, and there's a point where
and it's only for the mission that they're going on.
Okay.
Which I like that. I really enjoy that part too. That that sometimes you have to like lend your Pokemon to your friend,
Yeah.
um, and which one actually complements your team the best for the mission that's going on.
Yeah, because
So it is kind of a cool thing.
isn't there a part where is it Pikachu and Charmeleon get traded?
I think it's like almost Red's entire team gets traded,
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
I can't remember. So
All right, yeah.
when we get to that,
When
we'll
we
have
get
to
to that, we'll get to it.
double check.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. This is fun. It was fun. Brought a real weight to what's happening within the story. You know, Koga's a force of nature. It seems
yeah,
like, with whatever he's trying to do, we don't know what he was trying to do. I did find it a little confusing on that whole glass breaking aspect because I didn't think that was done very well of perceiving what happened, showing what happened.
yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was good. I like this volume or manga or this chapter.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
mean, it was only just to portray that we couldn't actually see what was going on
yeah,
at that time.
yeah. True. Yeah.
So,
But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the show.
yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the show and that you have enjoyed that we have finally made it to the end of book 1 or
Oh God, yeah, thank you, Lord. Oh my God.
the first third half of Pokemon, the omnibus.
I might switch up this picture and may have it a little bit different for the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I might switch it up a little bit, because it's the last
yeah,
book or last
yeah,
last last chapter in the book.
yeah. You could always put on who's Red's current team with his badges.
Oh, I stopped that after the first time, because I was like, man, if we put the badges on, they're just gonna just crowd everything.
Yeah,
So you go to like the Gyarados episode, I did it, but I stopped after that
yeah,
because I wasn't for sure like how many badges he had.
two.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
felt like it would crowd things too much up.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to.
Getting into book 2.
I have to say, I feel like this is taking longer and longer to read because I'm reading it as we're doing the podcast.
That's true.
So I might just read it all and then like reread it just
Yeah,
to, I don't know. We'll
yeah,
see. I feel like I'm never gonna be done with this omnibus.
yeah. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for listening. As always, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for listening.
Stay tuned for more great content from us at the Otakuology podcast and the Gotta Read 'Em All
Did you say the
podcast.
Otakuology podcast?
Podcast?
I think you said podcast.
You're about to be a podcast.
What's a podcast?
I'm going to be podcastically aggressive with you. But anyway, guys, again, thanks for listening. Bye.